Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey guys, good morning. So if you don't know me, I am Jirbie Go. The internet knows me more as couchwasabi. When I started my YouTube channel, I had this vision of going really big, and I want to be able to be successful so that I would have a voice to be able to publicly speak about the things that matter to me. And so I'm also a member of a lot of these animal rescue groups here in the Philippines. And every single day, I always see all these stray animals getting run over, being left for dead. Some of them are actually pets, may pagmamayari, and they are facing abuse. Hinahampas, iniitak, and all these horrible things inflicted to these defenseless animals. And I realized I didn't have to wait for the time that I'd have so many followers to be able to speak about this. And I guess I didn't want to wait for that time anymore because I feel that it's too much. And so in this video, I will share with you some of these very graphic photos just to raise awareness. Just to let you know that these things are happening and they're not supposed to happen. Every single day, may nakita akong animal, cat or dog that needed to be rescued dahil nasagasaan and hit and run, iniwan na lang, left for dead. And it's just mind-boggling for me how someone can do this to another being. I mean, let's disregard whether they are four-legged or two-legged. How can someone inflict that harm and get away with it? And I guess it's just weird how people are brought up these days. I hear cases, even educated adult people who would inflict these kind of pain. I see these usual cases na stray cats and dogs dragging themselves kasi sinagasaan, both their hind legs are broken. Pero no one is attending to them, especially the one who did it. Hindi man lang dinala sa vet. I see cases of dogs na hinabol ng itak. It's just weird how someone can do that to a defenseless animal. Cases like this na yung dog nilechon. These things are what's going on in the Philippines, and it's just weird. I've been saving a lot of these animal abuse photos in the hopes of one day when I make it really big in YouTube, I wanted to be able to speak about it, and I wanted people to hear me talk about it. And I've saved a lot of these photos on my phone because I wanted to show this to everyone. I wanted to let everyone know that these things are happening. And yet our laws are too weak in protecting these animals. I see a lot of these cases na mga dogs and cats na hinampas with their eyes popping out and gorging like the ones you see in Walking Dead. It's weird, and it's really cruel and heartless. I see a lot of these cats and dogs na pet ng kapitbahay, I guess, nakatakas lang and then nakikuha ng, I don't know, food or whatever. And then binuhusan sila ng mainit na tubig or mainit na oil and scalded them. You don't know how painful that is. I don't understand how people should do that to someone else or some other being. I see cases na yung cat, ang ganda-ganda. You know, I really feel bad whenever I see these before pictures of animals, and then nung in-abuse sila, how broken they are, how deformed they are dahil dun sa hampas, dahil dun sa itak, dahil dun sa sagasa. It's just so bad how someone can do that. In the recent viral video na yung dog may slit dito, so he was very hungry, he was trying to eat noodles, na hindi niya alam na nahuhulog lang from his throat kasi may slit na yung lalamunan niya. And I'm just happy that that dog was rescued and was taken to the vet. That's enough to cause outrage, but there are a lot of other cases na mas malala pa doon. And I can't seem to understand how, in a generation where using single plastic is a big deal, in a generation where we put so much effort in talking about saving Mother Earth and lessening our carbon footprint, this is also the generation where I see a lot of animal abuse. Is it because you are not taught by your mom or your dad to care for these animals? I really don't understand. I grew up in a household without pets, primarily because my mom is not really a pet lover, so we weren't allowed to keep pets. But we weren't raised to think that it's okay to hurt animals. And I guess even at a young age, I really wanted to have a pet. And so every time we have these school fairs, I buy those little, yung mga Maya bird and chick na parang painted in colors. And at that time, I was so young, I think that it's just so cute to have those. So I'd spend my baon buying those Maya bird or chick, and I'd get so excited to go home because finally I'd have a pet. And every time I'd do it, and every time I'd go home, I remember my Lola would always tell me that it's bad to keep those pets, to cage them, and that we should set them free. And so at a young age, I guess that is a value that was taught to me. Even though I can't have pets at home, we were taught to not hurt animals, to respect their well-being. And I hope as parents, you should be able to teach that to your kids. The problem nowadays I see is yung mga bata, pinaglalaroan yung mga kitten, pinagbababato. In the recent viral video that I've seen, a group of adult men na laseng, tinapon yung aso. Are these the kind of people that you want to live with? Is this the generation that you want to be in? It's just so baffling, I guess. For those of you who do not know, I actually rescue cats. I have 20 cats at home. All of them are rescued. And if you are a pet lover enough, you would know that these pets or these animals would have urges, who would want to go out and explore the world. My cats aren't really caged. They're roaming freely inside my house. But in one way or another, they'd love to go out and slip through the window or slip through an open door and, try to explore the world. And I feel bad whenever I see these cases of abuse and people would comment like, kasalanan ng amo yan dahil hindi nyo tinatali and all that. If you are an animal lover enough, if you're a pet lover enough, you wouldn't say that. Number one, kasi ang sakit-sakit to have your pet being hurt by someone else. These creatures are defenseless. I mean, even yung comments like, kasalanan niya dahil nagnakaw siya ng ulam and all that. Really? Just for food, you will get that infuriated and inflict pain? I think, hindi ka pinalaki ng tama. That's what I think. We have, as I've said, we have 20 cats at home. But we are feeding 30 cats because we also feed the cats outside our home. And having 20 cats inside your house, it's such a handful. It's a handful. It can cost a lot of time. It can be rowdy. It can cost a lot of money. And it can cause a lot of damage. Dahil meron silang nasasagi. When they get excited, they can, these cats, sometimes may saltik sila. They just run and you know that, they're having that fit. But whenever they get into accidents, it never crosses our mind to hurt them. Or I just feel weird about these people being in part of these animal groups who would even have the brains to say na kapag namemerwisyo sila, sunugin na lang. Or how can you say that? If you love animals enough, if you are a pet lover, as you call yourself you are, I don't think you'd even think about that, or those things would never even cross your mind. The act of doing it would never really cross your mind. So it's just weird how people can claim that they're pet lovers, but the way they reason is really, really unlovingly towards pets. I just want to have this video posted out there to be able to speak, I guess, about awareness. If you are a mom, I hope that you would teach your child to take care or at least respect other beings. I think it's also wrong to, I also see cases na cats binubuhusan ng hot water kasi raw kumuha ng ulam on the table from the kapitbahay, or cats na binubuhusan ng kumukulong oil. Why do you have to do that? I really don't understand. If kinuha yung ulam, and so be it. I don't know. Why would you try to hurt the animal when it's their nature to hunt food? We should be above that action of trying to put revenge on animals. It's just weird. I hope that we should be able to teach this to the younger generation. There are so many of these cases that makes me feel so bad about what's going on in this generation. In a generation when we try to raise so much awareness on plastic. In a generation where we try to raise so much awareness in saving Mother Earth. I also wonder, why is this generation not doing anything about animal abuse? I also feel like our current laws in the Philippines is not that strong enough, especially in protecting strays. In the UK, they've already passed a law to ban selling of animals in pet shops. This is to be able to encourage people to check out and adopt from shelters. And I think that's a good step. In the Philippines, when you are a pet owner and lumabas yung pet mo and nasagasaan, it's not the fault of nakasagasa. It's your fault for letting your pet out. But then again, if you have a lot of pets, like I do, you would know na hindi maiiwasang makalabas yung pet sometimes because they really have this urge of wanting to go out and explore. As I've said earlier, I have 20 cats and all of them are spayed or neutered. None of them is looking for a mate. But I have cats who's very tricky and very smart, who would slip open our window and try to sneak out and come back after a day or pag gutom na siya. As much as we want to enclose them inside our house, sometimes mabilis lang talaga siya. And I wouldn't want any of these harm to happen to him because other people weren't raised to respect animals. And so in a generation where single-use plastic is a big deal, in a generation where all these reusable things is such a big advocacy, why can't we also take in this advocacy of, I guess, respecting other being? If you're not an animal lover, fine. You can't force yourself to love animals, but then again, I hope that you just let them be. Don't hurt them. Especially strays. Especially stray cats and stray dogs. And most especially stray cats. Because the Philippines, as we know, is a dog-loving country. A lot of, even young kids I see, hurt kittens and they see kittens as something disposable. Even grown-up, educated people, like the case of our helper, I am very blessed to have a helper who also loves animals. Having 20 cats is such a handful, and I feel that she's very important in the household dahil siya talaga yung nagmamanage ng cats namin. And she is also an animal lover. Even in her very limited finances, she finds a way to rescue and take in cats. And so, she also has this cat na matagal na sa kanila. And one time, her neighbor, who is an educated person because he is a lawyer, sinagasaan yung cat nila. It can be an accident. It can be not. We don't really know. But then again, alam niya na may nadaanan siya. You could have just stepped out of your car and checked it out and have it taken to a vet. But no. Iniwan lang niya doon. And our helper being, I guess, a helper at lawyer yung nakagawa nun, I feel that she felt wala siyang laban. And so she asked for our help. And as soon as we heard about it, without any questions, we know nothing. We rushed to the cat, we took him to the vet, we had him, may ginawa sa kanya, parang pinin yung dalawang broken leg niya because both of his hind legs were broken. Dahil nga sinagasaan siya ng sasakyan at iniwan na lang. But then again, if you were the one who did that, especially you are an educated person, may pera ka naman. Pinag-aral ka naman ng magulang mo, and you should know na dapat, inattend mo yung pusa. You didn't just have to leave it for dead. I can't understand how this generation can be so mindful about using single-use plastic and saving the earth and all that. But then a lot of them are also having this weird logic of it's okay to leave animals. It's okay to run over stray cats and dogs. It's okay to, if nakalabas yung pet mo, it's your fault. I feel that we should have better laws about this, especially in protecting strays. I feel that whether may pagmamay-ari yung aso or yung pusa, basta sinaktan mo siya, then you have to be liable about it. I know that the government has already raised the fine and the sanctions in animal abuse, but then again, I still feel that it's still weak. That you need a lot of things before you can file things. I don't know. There are a lot of cases that can slip through these laws, and I just feel bad for these animals. If you can't have pets, or if you don't want pets, it's totally fine. Nobody's forcing anything on anyone. But I hope that you know to teach this value to your children, not to hurt animals. Just let them be. Not to hurt strays, just let them be. If in case they try to get your food, and then treat it as a charity, diba? You don't have to run after them and buhusan sila ng hot water. You don't have to run after them and habulin sila ng itak. It's so barbaric. My sister and I recently put up this company called Danti Court Dreams. We sell shampoo bars, and as part of our effort in, I guess, corporate social responsibility, we donate part of our profits to no-kill shelter in the Philippines, or generally shelters in the Philippines, just to be able to extend more help to other animals, to strays. And if you are like that, hindi ka makakip ng pets, there are so many ways for you to, I guess, carry on that personal advocacy. If you really love pets but you can't have pets dahil maybe you live in a condo, or I don't know, your parents won't let you, just like when I was still living with my parents, then you can just donate to a lot of these animal rescue groups. You can do your part in educating other people when you see friends or family who are, I don't know, making fun of animals or inflicting all these unnecessary pain towards other animals. I guess have that voice to tell them to stop, so that these kinds of abuse will not propagate. Yeah, so I guess that's it. I'm tired of waiting for the time that I'd be really, really big to be able to talk about this. I mean, it's December, for Christ's sake. But I see a lot of these abuse every single day on my Facebook feed. And I feel really bad seeing all these cases happening too much in the Philippines, in our generation. I just can't seem to understand why. Bakit dumadami ang mga tao who thinks that it's okay to hurt these animals? I'm done waiting. I want to be able to speak about it. I want you to be able to impart that knowledge and I guess be aware that these things are happening and these things should stop. And I'm very grateful for all the other rescuers here in the Philippines who invest a lot of their time, a lot of their effort to help each other out, to help each other and to help these strays. And I'm very grateful for all those organizations who routinely have these free kapon, free spay and neuter activities because it helps the animal welfare in general. So I'm just so there. I hope in 2019 a lot of you are more educated about it. A lot of you are more aware that this is happening. And I hope a lot of you would share this message to your friends, both animal lover or not, to your neighbor, to other people, to tell them to stop. Stop abusing animals. It's so barbaric. Anyway guys, I guess that's all for today. I hope that you would help me send this message across. And just to let everyone know, build awareness and share this advocacy. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video and I hope you'd have a happy new year.